that's the question I want to ask you. What do you want God to do for you? Because listen, for 5 years, I've never wanted anything from you. And maybe you thought that. And people come to church and think the church wants something from you. Listen, I want what Jesus wanted for the blind man for you. I don't want anything from you. I want something for you today. I want everything that God has for you. Now here's the thing, how this works. For 5 years, you might not have realized it, but if we do what we can do, the blind man could hear and he can walk. So he got up and he shouted. He could talk. He could hear. He did what he could do, and then guess what Jesus did? He did for him what he couldn't do. He opened his eyes. Church, listen, there's been people who wandered for the last 5 years in this church. You can see physically, but you can't see spiritually. You got 20/20 physical vision, but you don't have it spiritually. And my God can open your eyes today. My God can deliver you from an addiction today. My God can ignite a purpose in your life today. I'm jumping over to this row because God wants to move. Listen, the reason I want you in this church, the reason I want the guy in the back row who leaves and comes early and leaves fast is because I want you to see what God can do through you. I want you to see how God can change the world through you. I've been preaching to the blind Bartimaeus for 5 years. For 5 years, I've been preaching. For 5 years. This is your second week, right? See? I know. See, I know. Jude, what's your name? Judson, I was close. For 5 years, Judson, I've been preaching. It doesn't matter where you live, what you look like. Doesn't matter what you wear, as long as you have clothes. It doesn't matter what your resume is, what your criminal background looks like. We don't care because God, He looks past your failures and into your future. And that's what we've been preaching for 5 years. For 5 years. For 5 years, we've been preaching. If you do what you can do, God will do what you can't do. If you give God your pain, He will do what you can't. He will give you purpose. If you give Him your struggle, He will give you success. Do what you can do, and God will do what you can't do.